Do you love your dog? Then listen closely because you might be making mistakes that are unknowingly breaking its heart. Many of us adore our dogs deeply. We give them quality food, play with them, take them to the vet regularly, and truly believe we are giving them everything they need. However, there are things we do daily, small, almost invisible details that can seriously damage their emotional well-being, their behavior, and their overall happiness. And no, we are not talking about big, obvious acts, but small, everyday gestures that, although insignificant to us, have a huge impact on them. In this video, I'm going to tell you 5 things you should never do to your dog if you truly love them. This is not an exaggeration, it's science, canine psychology, and above all, responsible love. Let's start with the first one. Pulling on the leash when you take them for a walk. This may seem very innocent. You're walking in a hurry. Maybe your dog stops to smell something, wants to explore a bush, or greet another dog, and you automatically give the leash a slight tug to move forward quickly. It may be something minimal for you, almost automatic, but for your dog, this is a clear sign of stress, discomfort, and tension. Walks are not just a daily chore. For your dog, they are fundamental moments of connection with the world, of mental relaxation, of physical and emotional exercise. When you constantly limit them with tugs, you are indirectly telling them that they do not have the freedom to be themselves, to discover their surroundings and express themselves naturally. Also, constant pulling can cause minor but cumulative injuries to the neck and trachea, especially if you use a collar. If they wear a harness, even if it is physically safer, it still sends an emotional message of insecurity and distrust. What your dog perceives is, "I don't trust you," and that gradually weakens their confidence and autonomy. The solution is simple but powerful. Walk with a long or extendable leash. Allow them to explore freely. Redirect their attention gently with your voice or a toy, and become their adventure buddy instead of their jailer. Not socializing them as a puppy. This is a very serious and unfortunately very common mistake. If your dog grows up isolated from external stimuli like other dogs, children, adults, bicycles, or city sounds, their brain does not learn to process these stimuli properly. Result? Reactive, anxious, or aggressive dogs that bark at anything that moves, hide from visitors, or even bite out of fear or anxiety. Ideal socialization should happen before 4 months of age, but if your dog is already an adult, don't worry, you can still help them. However, you will need patience, consistency, and above all, a positive and gradual method. It's not about taking them to the park and throwing them into the chaos expecting them to learn on their own. It's about slowly introducing new stimuli calmly, always making sure they associate these experiences with positive things like treats, petting, or games. A well-socialized dog is a confident and happy dog. Punishing them physically or emotionally. This is perhaps the most delicate and at the same time the most important point. Many of us react instinctively when our dog makes a mistake. We raise our voices, scold, hit, or ignore them as punishment. And although we believe that this is how they will learn, in reality we are only destroying their self-esteem and confidence. Physical punishment generates fear, insecurity, chronic stress, and in many cases, defensive aggression. Even a light blow can create deep emotional scars on your dog. The same goes for emotional punishment. Stop talking to them, ignore them, show rejection. This does not educate. It only creates confusion, anxiety, and deep sadness. Also, punishing your dog minutes after they have done something wrong is completely useless. Dogs live in the absolute present. They do not understand punishment if it is not at the exact moment the action occurs. So what to do? Use positive reinforcement. Reward what they do well. Offer clear alternatives when they do something wrong. And always remember, a reward teaches 1,000 times more than a punishment. Education based on love and respect always works. Ignoring their body language. Your dog is constantly talking to you even if they don't use words. Their way of communicating is through their body, ears, tail, posture, eyes, movements, and sounds. If they growl, they are not challenging you. They are just indicating discomfort or fear. If they lower their head, avoid your gaze, yawn in tense situations, or lick their lips quickly, they are showing clear signs of stress. When you ignore these signs, your dog learns that communicating their discomfort is useless. And this can cause them to eventually stop warning and go straight to biting as the only option to protect themselves. Learning to read your dog is a fundamental responsibility. Observe and respect their limits, their warnings, and always give them the option to withdraw from uncomfortable situations. You will see that by improving communication, their behavior and confidence will also improve greatly. Leaving them alone for too long. This is one of the most common and saddest mistakes. We understand that you have responsibilities, work, social life, commitments, but for your dog, prolonged loneliness is emotionally devastating. Being alone for hours every day generates anxiety, boredom, frustration, and can lead to destructive behaviors such as constant barking, chewing on furniture, or relieving themselves where they shouldn't. If you can't avoid long periods away from home, make up for that time. Leave them interactive toys, relaxing music, or a stimulating environment. Consider hiring a dog walker or look for a doggy daycare where they can socialize and play. And when you are with them, make sure your time is quality time. Dedicate full attention, active games, petting, and meaningful walks. It's not about always being there, but about being present when you are. These are just 5 small, everyday mistakes, but with huge consequences for your dog. If you truly love your dog, you don't need to be a dog expert. You just need a willingness to learn, patience to improve, and attention to listen. Your dog doesn't want you to be perfect. They just want you to understand them, to look at them, to care for them, and above all, to love them consciously. If you made it this far, leave us a paw print in the comments. Tell us, which of these mistakes have you made without realizing it? Would you like a second part with more tips? Subscribe for more videos on dog training, dog psychology, and practical tips for a harmonious coexistence. Here at Paws and Claws, our goal is to help you build a healthy, happy, and love-filled relationship with your best friend. See you in the next video, Paws and Claws expert. And always remember, educating from love is the best choice.